Commander Zekthar stood aboard the bridge of the Crimson Talon, watching Earth grow larger in the viewport. His four eyes gleamed with anticipation as he addressed his Janshires assembled in formation behind him. "Warriors of the Krillian Empire," he declared, his mandibles clicking with satisfaction. "Today we claim our 16th world. The humans below are primitives, barely into their 3rd century of space exploration. They have no plasma shields, no quantum artillery, no neural combat networks. This will be a simple harvest." The invasion fleet descended through Earth's atmosphere like falling stars, 300 warships that had conquered 15 civilizations across the galaxy. Zekthar had personally led 12 of those campaigns, earning the title of Supreme Conqueror. He expected humanity to surrender within a solar rotation, perhaps 2 if they proved stubborn. The first warning came when his sensors detected thousands of missiles launching from every continent simultaneously. "Primitive projectiles," his tactical officer sneered. "Our shields will—" The missiles detonated before reaching the fleet. Not at them, but around them. The electromagnetic pulses cascaded through space, disrupting shield harmonics and frying secondary systems across 24 ships. Zekthar's confidence flickered. Clever, but ultimately futile. The second wave wasn't missiles. It was debris. Millions of fragments of metal, concrete, and composite materials launched from Earth's surface at hypersonic velocities using primitive railgun technology. No explosives, no guidance systems, just kinetic force married to mathematics and desperation. 7 Krillian ships fell from the sky, their hulls shredded by what amounted to accelerated garbage. "Impossible," Zekthar hissed. "These are cave dwellers playing with fire sticks." But the humans weren't finished. As the fleet descended toward major cities, expecting terrified populations to flee, they found something else entirely. The cities were empty, evacuated, and in their place stood weapons the Krillians had never encountered. From skyscrapers and underground bunkers, directed energy weapons opened fire, not the refined plasma of advanced civilizations, but crude, brutally effective laser arrays cobbled together from industrial equipment, power plants, and what appeared to be satellite components. The beams weren't elegant. They were overwhelming, concentrating enough raw energy to burn through armor plating through sheer stubborn persistence. Then the humans did something that made Zekthar's blood run cold. They started ramming. Pilots in single-seat aircraft, too small and maneuverable for the Krillian targeting systems to track effectively, flew directly into engine intakes and weapon ports. Some ejected at the last second. Most didn't. They just smiled into their cockpit cameras. Footage later recovered showed this, and whispered things like, "For my daughter," or "Remember me," before turning themselves into kinetic missiles. "What manner of species weaponizes suicide?" Zekthar's second-in-command whispered, his voice trembling. But it wasn't suicide to the humans. It was sacrifice, and there was a difference that the Krillians who fought for glory and conquest couldn't comprehend. The ground invasion was worse. Zekthar's warriors were veterans, equipped with powered armor and energy weapons that could vaporize targets at 1,000 meters. They landed in what remained of New York City, expecting easy conquest. The humans were waiting in the rubble. They didn't fight with honor or formation. They fought like cornered animals, except animals didn't set traps with the sophistication of engineers, didn't coordinate ambushes with the precision of military tacticians, and didn't learn from every engagement with terrifying speed. A Krillian squad would clear a building, only to have it collapse on them. Support structures precisely cut to fall at the pull of a trigger. Sewer systems became death mazes filled with chemical weapons improvised from household materials. Parks and streets were minefields where the mines weren't military ordnance, but repurposed construction equipment and fertilizer bombs. And the humans themselves, they didn't stay down. A warrior shot and wounded would be back hours later, patched up with crude medical technology, fighting again. They shared information instantaneously through their primitive internet, turning every battle into a learning experience for their entire species. "They're adapting," Zekthar's tactical officer reported, his voice hollow. "They've already modified their tactics 17 times. They're studying our armor, our weapons, our movements. Commander, they're reverse engineering our technology mid-battle." Zekthar watched a video feed of a human, a female wounded and bleeding, pick up a fallen Krillian plasma rifle. She examined it for perhaps 30 seconds, then began firing it with deadly accuracy at his troops, having intuited its operation through sheer, desperate intelligence. Across the globe, the story repeated. In the jungles, humans vanished into terrain they knew intimately, striking from shadows. In the mountains, they triggered avalanches and rock slides. In the cities, they turned every building into a fortress and every citizen into a soldier. But it was the message that broke Zekthar's resolve. It came through every communication channel simultaneously, broadcast in perfect Krillian, clearly translated with help from captured equipment. A human male appeared on screen, older, scarred, wearing the insignia of a military leader. "Commander Zekthar," the human said calmly, "you came to Earth for glory. You thought we'd be an easy victory, another trophy for your empire. But you made one critical mistake." The human leaned forward, and Zekthar saw something in those alien eyes that he'd never seen in a conquered species before. Not fear, not hatred, but an absolute, unshakable determination. "You're fighting for glory," the human continued. "We're fighting for survival. You can retreat to your empire if you lose. We have nowhere to go. This is our home, our only home, and we will burn this entire planet to ashes before we let you have it." Behind the human, Zekthar could see them, thousands of humans, young and old, armed with everything from advanced weapons to crude clubs standing together. "Every human on this planet is a soldier now," the man said. "Every city is a battlefield. Every forest, every ocean, every inch of ground will cost you blood. We don't need to defeat you, Commander. We just need to make victory more expensive than you're willing to pay." The humans smiled, a terrifying expression on their strange faces. "We're not gods. We're just survivors, and we're very, very good at it." Zekthar looked at his casualty reports. 3 days of fighting had cost him more warriors than his previous 5 campaigns combined. At this rate, even if he won, there wouldn't be an empire left to return to, just ships full of corpses. He gave the order to retreat. As the Krillian fleet limped away from Earth's orbit, Zekthar understood something that would change galactic history. Humanity didn't fight like gods. Gods had nothing to lose. Humans fought like people with everything to lose, and that made them far more dangerous. The 16th conquest never happened. Instead, the Krillian Empire gained something far more valuable than another subjugated world. They gained the wisdom to never underestimate a species fighting for survival.